In the heart of a small, dusty town surrounded by sprawling meadows and a sky that stretched endlessly, there was an auction that drew people from miles around. Farmers, ranchers, and horse enthusiasts gathered in anticipation of finding the next champion or the perfect companion. Among the lot stood a scrawny horse with matted fur and dull eyes, its ribs visible beneath its coarse coat. It stood apart from the others, not with pride, but with an air of defeat. It was clear that this horse had seen better days. Its head hung low, as if it knew that no one would want it. The auctioneer's voice boomed through the air, calling out bids for the strong and healthy horses. Each sold quickly with enthusiasm. But when it came to the scrawny horse, there was a pause. The auctioneer's voice faltered as he introduced the horse as a fixer-upper, a project for anyone who had the time and patience to spare. The crowd chuckled. Some whispered cruel remarks about the horse being better off as glue. Amidst the laughter and dismissive looks, there was a young girl standing at the edge of the crowd. Her name was Emily. She was no older than 16, with fiery red hair tied back in a loose braid. Her clothes were worn, but her eyes shone with determination. Emily's family owned a small farm, struggling to make ends meet. Her father had told her not to waste their scarce money on the auction, but Emily had saved up every penny she could from odd jobs around town. She had come here not just to find a horse, but to find a friend. As the bidding for the scrawny horse began, the room fell silent. No one raised a hand. No one even glanced at the creature. Emily's heart ached for it. She saw something in the horse that no one else could see. Not its brokenness, but its potential. She raised her hand timidly, and the auctioneer's eyes lit up with surprise. A single bid was all it took, and the horse was hers for a price so low it was almost a giveaway. The crowd's whispers followed Emily as she led the horse away. She didn't care what they said. She had already decided to name him Spirit because she believed that somewhere deep inside him there was a spirit waiting to be rekindled. The walk home was slow. Spirit's legs were weak and his steps unsteady. But Emily spoke to him softly, encouraging him every step of the way. When they reached the farm, her father was furious. He scolded Emily for spending her money on a useless animal. But Emily stood her ground. She promised to care for Spirit without burdening the family. She set up a small corner in the barn where Spirit could rest and began tending to him with unwavering dedication. She cleaned his wounds, brushed his coat, and made sure he had enough to eat, even if it meant going without herself. Days turned into weeks and weeks into months. Under Emily's care, Spirit began to change. His coat grew shinier, his eyes brighter, his steps stronger. Emily trained him every day, starting with small walks around the farm and gradually moving to longer rides. She spoke to him as if he could understand her, telling him stories, sharing her dreams, and assuring him that he was not alone. One day, while Emily was practicing with Spirit in the meadow, a local horse trainer named Mr. Hargrove happened to pass by. He was impressed by the bond between the girl and her horse, and even more so by Spirit's progress. He offered to help Emily train Spirit further, teaching her techniques to bring out the best in him. Emily eagerly accepted, knowing this was an opportunity to prove everyone wrong about Spirit. Training with Mr. Hargrove was grueling, but Emily and Spirit rose to the challenge together. They worked tirelessly, honing their skills and building trust in each other. Mr. Hargrove suggested that Emily enter Spirit in the annual championship, a prestigious event that drew competitors from all over the region. Emily hesitated, knowing that the competition would be fierce, but Mr. Hargrove assured her that she and Spirit had a real chance. The day of the championship arrived and the arena buzzed with excitement. Sleek, powerful horses lined up with their riders, all dressed in fine gear. Emily and Spirit stood out, not for their grandeur, but for their simplicity. Spirit was not the largest or the fastest, but there was a quiet confidence in the way he carried himself now. Emily's heart raced as she mounted Spirit, knowing that this was their moment to show the world what they were capable of. The competition was intense. Event after event tested their skills, speed, agility, and coordination. Emily and Spirit gave it their all. They stumbled at times, but they never gave up. As the final event approached, a cross-country race that demanded endurance and strategy, Emily felt a surge of determination. She whispered to Spirit that they could do this together. The race began, and Spirit's strides were strong and steady. Emily guided him through the twists and turns, urging him on with every ounce of her being. As they approached the final stretch, Spirit seemed to find another gear. Pushing himself beyond what anyone thought possible, they crossed the finish line to a roar of applause. Their underdog story had captured the hearts of everyone present. When the results were announced, Emily and Spirit had not only placed, but had won the championship. Tears streamed down Emily's face. As she hugged Spirit tightly, the crowd that had once mocked him now cheered for him. They saw not a broken horse, but a champion, a testament to the power of love and perseverance. Emily and Spirit's victory was more than just a win at a competition. It was a triumph of spirit, a reminder that with faith and hard work, even the most unlikely dreams can come true. They returned to their small farm as heroes, inspiring others in their town to see beyond appearances and believe in the potential within themselves and those around them.